Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today the Iberian Union has collapsed and Valas, playing as the green Portuguese, yet again finds himself at odds with Hearttt, playing as the red Italians. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Portuguese are a mixed, land-based naval civilization whose economic bonuses are strong and allow it to take advantage of its very powerful gunpowder units. To get an early game boost to your economy, Portuguese foragers also generate wood while they collect their berries. All Portuguese units cost less gold. All technologies are researched faster except for going up in age, and once you hit Imperial, you can build the unique structure of the Portuguese, the Feitoria, an economic building that auto-generates all 4 resources, but does take up 20 population space. Now, using all of these bonuses and features, the Portuguese can field quite an impressive gunpowder-based army, as they do have access to every single non-unique gunpowder unit in the game on both land and sea, and all of these gunpowder units can be upgraded to fire more accurately at moving targets and to increase the speed of their projectiles, which greatly benefits the unique unit of the Portuguese, the organ gun. Think of this as a gunpowder siege unit that fires 5 bullets in a spread so that it can hit multiple targets. Now, opposing the green Portuguese, we have Hearttt playing as the red Italians. If ever there was one, a cost-cutting civilization. University technologies are cheaper, advancing to the next age is cheaper, gunpowder units are cheaper, and in a team game, very important, both trade carts and trade cogs can be upgraded to be half price. Now, using all the resources you've saved, the Italians can field 2 unique units. The first is the Genoese crossbowman, a decent foot archer with a good attack bonus against cavalry. And the second is the Condottiero, a quick-moving, tanky infantry unit with not only a massive plus 10 attack bonus against gunpowder units, but also added bonus armor against gunpowder units. Now, to make these unique units even tankier on the field of battle, all Italian foot archers except for skirmishers and all condottieri can be upgraded to get extra armor, and starting in Imperial Age, condottieri can be trained in Italian barracks. Now, that is very similar to the Goth civilization, where you can train Huskarls from your barracks, but unlike the Goths, there is no requirement to research any kind of technology or upgrade. This just happens automatically once the Italians hit Imperial. So overall, 2 very interesting civilizations. Hearttt with the Italians does come with a few anti-gunpowder features, let's call them upgrades, etc. And we'll see how the Portuguese, which are traditionally a gunpowder civ, handle that. We'll keep that in mind as the game progresses. But as always, civ bonuses, civ features, etc. only take you so far. Age of Empires really is a game of skill between the 2 players playing. And so we'll see how the 2 players navigate their civilizations. I've been known, if you've watched my streams, I've been known to call things wrong in the past. And so when I say the Portuguese are very much a gunpowder civ, leave it up to Valas here to go something other than gunpowder. But in any event, I'll let him speak for himself. For now, he's out on the map. Let's take a look at the starting positions of the players, see if anyone is in any kind of particular advantage, disadvantage. Not a fan of this base for Valas at all. Completely open in the north, completely open in the south. A wall off possible, but far. That's why he's doing this kind of half wall off here. Both his primary gold and his primary stone very exposed in the front. Incredibly exposed, so not a great location for spawning for our green Portuguese. Our Italian, not terrible actually, can easily wall off the south. The west, completely open. The north and the east, more easy to wall off, although as always, this wall off here potentially will be very hard to maintain if an attack comes underway. Gold securely in the back, but primary stone very much exposed. So on the whole, I would give the situational presence on the map here to Hearttt. And speaking of the map, let's zoom out. Let's take a look at our field of battle for today. I would call this a fairly clear, fairly medium level rush distance between the players. And like many maps on Arabia, a bunch of hills in the middle to be contested by the players if they so wish. But like I said, the second I call something, the second I say, oh, there's going to be a castle here, the players do a little side attack and then prove me completely wrong. So I'm going to stop trying to predict the direction of this game, and I'm going to let them speak for themselves. For now, both players literally 10 seconds or less away from Feudal, and here comes Valas with 2 militias. He has scouted his opponent. He knows where his opponent is located. Does his opponent know where he is? Yes, he does. Okay, so both players know exactly where the other is located. Our red Italian, off the back of 18 villagers, has made it to Feudal, going up to 20 villagers. Exactly the same for our green Portuguese, who is now moving forward with these feudal age units. Not the strongest in the game, but 3 of them here could potentially get a villager kill. Let's see what happens. For now, Valas doing a great job blocking the path of these villagers with his scout cavalry, and as a reward, manages to get 1 lumberjack. Dies, kill count 1-0 in favor of our Portuguese, who now has a taste for blood. 1 is not enough, and now he's going to try to kill this one. Will he get it? Oh, oh my God. Literally 1 HP. Why are you going there back into the lumberjacking area? Exactly, yeah. Stay within the radius of the town center. Maybe even garrison him for a split second, just so he can take at least 1 swipe from these militia, which right now would basically kill this 1 villager. What a beautiful play here. Loses the scout cavalry as he chases that very, very weak villager into the town center. Hearttt continuing to explore out on the map. A second scout cavalry quickly making his way over west. And let's see what the players, let's see if we can try to divine what the players are trying to do here. We've got a stable for our Portuguese. No secondary building just yet to go up to castle. Not that that's a real possibility at all, with a massive amount of food, of being 9 food and 18 gold in the bank. Interesting place for a farm when he could either place it here or here. In any event, yeah, I mean, you can get rid of Bush B. Like I've said before, I have seen Bush A. I forget on what map exactly, but I swear I have seen Bush A in this game. For now, the militias, resting on their laurels of getting 1 kill, are just hanging out, taking a smoke break, and now finally come back. Hearttt is open here to the south of the mill. And yeah, there you go. Shoos away. They get out their swashbuckling swords and just shoo away. Hearttt literally has no reason to respond to these 2 militias at all. If Valas was going to upgrade them to men-at-arms, he would have done so already, but he has not. Obviously, he's either focusing on something else or just does not want to spend the resources to upgrade them. In any event, Hearttt now the one putting on the pressure here. 3 scout cavalry. Why are you attacking a farm? Okay, loses a scout cavalry, but replenishes it immediately with another 3rd. But 1 spearman should be enough to scare this away. Do not go south. Almost blocked himself in. And let's take a look at what our Italian player has built. Also a stable. Okay. So no secondary structure for him as well. Neither player really banking any resources at the moment. Both continuing to expand their economies. Both going up to about 30, 31 villagers. Oh, it might have been better to let Hearttt get in here and then pin him with the spearman. But for now, these scout cavalry being very annoying, taxing the micro of our green Portuguese. Not that a player with 2586 elo needs any kind of pity from us about having to micro his army. He's probably quite good at it. Okay, perfect. Secondary structure, the blacksmith going down. He needs to get a few villagers on gold, though. A marketplace, okay. Good location. Maybe he'll create a another wall off here, kind of a V-shaped wall off for the southern portion of his base. But look, this is what I was talking about. Look how much wood has to be spent, and he's still not even fully completed the wall off. And the gold is completely exposed here. But for now, Hearttt is being very annoying. His micro must be through the roof. Let's take a look. Yeah, take a look at the micro. 153, 140 to 21 of our Portuguese. This is the boon and the curse of having the faster units. They can outrun your opponent for days, but my God, do you have to spend a lot of energy microing them. I mean, that's just, that was just ridiculous what we just saw there. 150 micro to the 20s. That's literally 7x the micro. Let's see now. What is his secondary structure? I'm missing it. There it is. The archery range coming out with archers himself. So military count going to be a little bit higher here for Hearttt. Not a bad idea to mix in some archers. Obviously, you want to pick off these skirmishers, these spearmen. Sorry, guys. I don't know why in Feudal I sometimes say skirmisher instead of spearman and spearman instead of skirmisher. Just like I used to say Shrivamsha Rider and Chakram before I was told it's Chakram, and then no longer made that mistake, although I think I actually did make that mistake, but don't tell anyone. The last Gurjara game that I cast. And here we go. Finally, the archer has slowly made his way across the map, and he's going to start tickling away at the HP of these spearmen, not skirmishers. Wise placement for a tower here. I mean, you hate to waste the stone unless it's absolutely necessary. But now, getting rid of these spearmen, he's got one backup, but he is way off campus. Not too sure why he's here. I guess to protect the villager. And we'll see if he actually can do his job. For now, does manage to poke one of these scout cavalry. And Valas here viper gating his opponent so that the scout cavalry just die. And now he's going up to castle. Both players are a very small time advantage in favor of the Italian, about 10 seconds, who is also starting to get bloodlines, defensive upgrades, both actually getting the exact same upgrades for their cavalry. And so we'll see. In a cavalry war, I mean, with the Genoese crossbows, remember, though, that Genoese crossbows, they are fantastic at killing cavalry units. You do have to build a castle to get them. They are not trainable anywhere else. And I don't see a single villager on stone yet for our red Italian. That weird hissing sound tells us that both players are now in castle. And let's take a look at what they're doing. For now, green has... I love this secondary wall off so far from the first wall off back here. Does lose control of the gold patch to the northwest, but that might just be temporary. These palisades very easily demolishable, very cheap structure here, designed to keep his annoying opponent from poking and prodding any more than he already has. But now 2 knights coming forward, and this part of the base is completely open. He can go in through the north. A few arrows from the tower will not dissuade him, but what might dissuade him is being outnumbered 2-1 here. And now we have a high-speed chase in the desert. Although, is it really a desert in Arabia? If there's lush grasslands anywhere, I don't know. I leave it up to you. While he's distracting these 4 knights, 2 more come. I saw 2 little red dots streaming across the map here. And a 5th. So Valas has to be careful here. He is quickly going from being the one who outnumbers his opponent to the one who's being outnumbered by his opponent, who is playing a few cheeky mind games here, using this one injured knight as bait. HP very much in favor of our red Italian. Take a look at that. 100 HP more on this 4-on-4 knight battle. Valas needs to either run away or at least take the high ground. Both players sitting in the low 40s of villager count. A second town center gone down for our Italian. So he's going to... Italians are known, I guess, as a boom civilization in some senses. And so we'll see if he decides to partake in that... what do I want to... How do I put this? In that characterization of them or not. Monastery going down. So far, neither player has gotten any relics. I'm not sure these are really for gathering relics. When you go knights this heavily, monks are generally for conversion purposes. And now we've got our first upgrade for our monks. Sanctity, our green Portuguese monks. In a second, you'll see their HP go from 30 to 45. There it does. There it goes, rather. And now they're going to take maybe 1 or 2 extra slashes of the sword from these knights to kill them. Valas running face first into his opponent's knights, but more importantly into his opponent's monks, and disengages. Let's see how the players decide to what they decide to do here. A 3rd town center going down for Italian. Beautiful location near the stone. He desperately needs to get a castle up if he knows his opponent is going knights. What you can't do is let these quick scout cavalry outmaneuver and outrun your knights, because, like, look at this. 100 gold wasted on this one knight monk. And now army supply, we've got 10 knights to 7, 7 monks to 5. Our green Portuguese very much... Oh, he's got to be careful, though. In the blink of an eye, these numbers can switch with 3 monks, 4 monks now out of our Italian. He can T4 of these knights. 2, 3, 4, and all of a sudden the military numbers here completely flip. Although that assumes that green does not convert them back, or green does not convert any of red's knights. For now, both players happy to just hang out at the edges of our screen. Will he get another scout cavalry? No, he does not. It is way too quick. No other town center for our green Portuguese, who is now 15 villagers behind. Okay, but does he care? He's coming forward. Here we go. Scout cavalry. 1, 2, 3. The monk will go down. And now with the town center, green will have to disengage. I mean, at this stage of the game, in early stages castle, these town centers can do a lot of damage to knights. Their pierce armor usually at a 2 or a 3 at this stage of the game. Oh, wow, the monk barely escaping arrow fire here. But yeah, these are not cavaliers. These are not paladins. They are not plus whatever upgraded pierce armor. They will take a lot of damage from town centers, especially ones with how many villagers do we have in this one screen here. Yeah, it's a lot. Maybe not 20. I think it captured some of the farmers up here. But he is going for the monk snipes. Does lose a knight, but does get the monk. And now his own monks from green are coming forward. 2 green triangles, but will he get anything? No, he does not. Red disengages, runs away very quickly. Both players at 1.49 speed on their knights. Oh, and I apologize. What do we have here? Redemption. So our red Italian sees the mangonel, says, you know what? It'll be nice if I make that mangonel my own. And so researches and does exactly that. Converts the siege unit, gets a volley. I don't think he intended to do. Oh, look at him sprayed on the ground. His crook next to him. I was going to say, I don't think he expected probably to do much damage with that mangonel since the knights move so fast. But instead, he decides to attack the monk. And what a fantastic play here by Hearttt. Not only does he get a mangonel for free, but also manages to get a monk with it. Wow, that's a lot of gold wasted by Valas, who is building up to 20 knights to the 11 of his opponent, who demolishes his own archery range. He wants an exit avenue out of his base. And here he comes. Oh my god, he's trying to back up this escape of refugees. Oh my god, no! Oh my god. He demolished the archery range, but the pathing was bad. They got clumped in here. Oh, lordy. That was brutal. Not too many deaths, but this should not have happened. Oh, Hearttt. I don't know how many of my viewers are into reading fantasy. If you are, highly recommend the series, The Malazan Book of the Fallen by Steve Erickson, a fellow Canadian author. But don't let that turn you off of him. It's an incredibly detailed, beautiful series, and there's a book in it, or rather an event in it called The Chain of Dogs, where an army, the whole premise of the entire book is an army is escorting villagers and civilians out of a town that's under siege into the safety of another town across a desert. And that basically happened here. But oh god, what a disaster for Hearttt, clumping those villagers. But Valas, what is he doing? He seems to be poking in and out with his knights, just maybe keeping an eye on his opponent. Finally, a second town center going down. He is down 30 villagers to his opponent's 86 to 56. Finally, a castle going down for our red Italian. Beautiful positioning here. Castle should do a decent job even against these kinds of battering rams. Gets another convert on a mangonel, takes another shot on a monk, but it survives. Take a look at it. Its HP down to 7. But it does survive to tell the story. And now green is inside red's base with a few knights, no doubt throwing them away just to get a bit of scouting, just to see what his opponent plans on doing. What the hell is red planning on doing? His stables, his barracks, another stable under attack here. He's got 1 light cavalry inside. Oh lordy, green is down in supply. Look at all the cross spells. The snipers, monks converting each other. Sorry guys if I'm yelling into the microphone. Oh my god, monks are converting monks. What a fun, fantastic game. But green has to be careful. The castle is up, and that means Genoese crossbows. And when they come out, I'm going to highlight one. You'll see their attack bonus. I mean, they're not elite, but they still do get a decent attack bonus against cavalry. Holy shit. What do we got here? Atonement going down for our red Italian. And what that will allow him to do, sorry guys, I got a bit tongue-tied, is see these green monks? They can be turned into red monks. That's basically as complicated as it is. There's a Genoese crossbow. Take a look at that attack against cavalry, +5. So right now it's shooting on a 7-12 attack against this knight with only 3 armor. So 9 damage for every single crossbow bolt that is shot from that Genoese crossbow. Imperial Age, 2 minutes away for our Portuguese player, who is making an issue in the front of Heartt's base here with this castle. Good location. If he gets maybe another upgrade or two, the range should reach the town center. For now, all that this castle is doing is nibbling away at some farms. Oh, but what it's more importantly, keeping these crossbows out of position. And let's take a look at the army count as the players disengage. And yeah, this is what I was talking about. Portuguese gunpowder, 5 volleys out of 7 pipes here. Let's take a look at the army supply, like I said, while the players kind of disengage. But I did not see this. Definitely will put a picture in picture. We have a backstab here with 7 knights who have 13 kills to their name. We'll keep an eye on them as well. A third town center going down for our Portuguese. Craziness happening all over the map. With these 7 knights, he's managed to bring back the entire cavalry force of his opponent. 18 knights running home to deal with these 7 knights, which completely stalls the attack in the front. I mean, these are not tanky units that can take on a castle by any means. An organ gun and a basic battering ram. 2 minutes away from Imperial, though, is Hearttt. So he's about, what, a minute and a half behind his opponent. We'll see how Green decides to use his advantage. But for now, fantastic play here by Hearttt. Completely stalls all the aggression of his opponent. I mean, what the hell is Green doing? A second ago, he was knocking down on the front door of this town center. He had knights in here, knights in here. Now he's got 2 organ guns firing their volley of bullets and a battering ram that for some reason is on vacation. Another town center going down to the south of his base says, you know what? Yeah, there we go. He researched an upgrade, extended the range of this castle to 11+2. And now this town center should go down. A Treb coming out for the first player to reach. Imperial block printing going down too. Oh god, lots of monk upgrades. You'll see in 20 seconds the range on these monks will go from 9 to 9+3. And it looks like all the knights inside Green's base have cleared up. A Feitoria going down. So like I said, they take up 20 population room, but they generate all 4 resources. And take a look, even though he's got, what is this, 87 population room, he's got 127 population taken up, because there's one that takes up 20 and another that takes up 20, unless he's built another one. No, he has not. So this is the second one that's going to take up. The knights, finally, veterans of the home command front, are back, and they're circling. They want some blood, but my god, what is this? 7 monks. Oh no, 4 converts. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, red has just teefed 3 of Green's knights. Says that's not enough, I am hungry for more. Tries to get 2 more, gets 1, gets 2, 5 knights. And now take a look at the knight count. 5 where before there were 0, against the 9 where before there were 14. And together with these Genoese crossbows, they are missing very, very badly. Those Genoese crossbows. Chemistry going down will make them a bit stronger. But does he have an answer to these 3 Trebs? Backstabbing again with a few knights that he converted here. He should get a good amount of kills here. And now this town center is discovered by 1 or 2 or 3 rather units of our Portuguese, and he moves in. And here come the knights. They're going to try to slaughter. Oh, he's being greedy as Hearttt. He needed to move those villagers into that town center. But this is what I meant. The town center against these basic knights that are still on a 2+1 pierce armor. Look how much damage they do. It's not the quickest damage, but it's serious damage here. And now red is just distracting his opponent. But his opponent finally has some real serious damage dealers in the center. Does have to get rid of this Treb, though. Does not want to get stuck rebuilding and repairing and reinforcing that same castle. Take a look at the HP. This is what I mean by town centers. It's not immediate. It doesn't happen, you know, like with 1 or 2 volleys, but these knights are very weak against a town center. Red attacking a siege workshop. He's got 2 knights hanging out waiting for the right opportunity to strike, maybe against these villagers here. And now this castle remains under attack. The villagers say, enough, we're tired of repairing this treb. Take a few giant fiery balls to the face, but they still stand strong. How is he going to plan to attack these trebs? Oh my god, is he going to try to sneak around here? Okay, let's see if he has the range on these guys to get, what range is 7? He should be able to fire a few shots at them, no? But the castle should get a few of them that are over the line, yeah. Step over the line, pay the price, says Valas as he fires a bunch of crossbow bolts. Okay, converting another scout cavalry. Definitely, guys, at the end of this game, I'm going to take a look at the conversion stats and see who converted more. For now, these Genoese crossbowmen, man, their HP is terrible. 450 out of 540, but they finally find an angle. Look how quickly they'll get rid of this. Oh no, why did you stop? Why did they stop? I don't know. Loses his own treb, but now he's coming out with his own bombard cannon. And we'll see how Red decides to contest. No relics for either player. So Monastery here, not the... gets the monk after circling around him for half an hour. Monastery, not the juiciest of targets since it has no relics. But now finally these trebs will fall. Or maybe not. Oh my god, is he going to get the... He does not get the bombard cannon, Valas. And pays the price with 1 down to treb. And what's going on back here? Okay, he's managed to... he converted the organ gun as well. Guys, there's going to be a lot of picture-in-picture in this one. I say this speaking as someone who's live casting it right now, but by the time you watch this, there will be picture-in-picture. Apologies for missing some of the action, but yeah, there's a lot going on here, especially with random monks converting left, converting right. 2 bombard cannons, I mean... Okay, attacking a blacksmith. I'm hoping he's going to attack the town center. Yes, he does. Sees everything with an outpost. My god, look at this clogged artery of gold mining here. This is terrible here for Hearttt. Needs to relocate some of these villagers, rebuilding infrastructure right under his opponent's nose. Very cocky, but no, instead decides to GG. Oh god, wow, what a fun game. I mean, a lot of monk play. I naturally thought that the Italian would have an advantage over the gunpowder play of his opponent, just because he does have the condottieri available, although he is an Imperial. I don't... How many barracks does he have? I'm going to zoom out. Sorry to anyone on a smaller screen. We've got Stables archery ranges. We've got siege workshops. And he does not have a lot of wood in the bank at all. So I can see why he GG'd. I mean, he's got a good amount of food, but no stables. He's got a good amount of gold, but archery rangers are not going to do much against bombard cannons, trebs, a castle, and 15 arbalests of your own of his opponent in the castle healing up. And what is this theocracy? Okay, so he wants to make sure that if he converts with his giant clump of monks, which at the moment is just 1 monk, only 1 monk will have to regain the faith. And wow, what a fun game. Holy shit, did both players really try everything under the sun to get one over on their opponent. But ultimately, let's take a look at the stats. I love, by the way, that backstab by Red with 7 knights. He drew all of Valas's aggression back. Unfortunately, all that time that he had in the front here, where he only... Remember when he only had the 2 organ guns and the battering ram, Red just could not capitalize, even though he's sitting on a villager lead. Army supply fairly similar, but that does include 1 scout cavalry, 1 spearman, 6 skirmishers. Against an opponent who has 15 arbalests, 2 bombard cannons, 2 trebs. I think he saw the writing on the wall. He must have seen the score as well and decides to live to fight another day. 31 knights to the 19 monks. 199 APM for Hearttt. Not surprising. Do you remember when it was 150 to 20? That was bonkers. Valas, no slouch himself, 155. Kill count firmly in favor of Valas, but more importantly, let's take a look at the converts. Where are they? Hearttt converting 17 units, but losing 8. So overall, double the converts for him. And that was a lot of fun. My God, we saw monks getting converted. We saw organ guns getting converted. We saw scout cavalry. We saw knights. I mean, Hearttt got all 5 converts on those enemy knights that were running here. But ultimately, I think just realizes he does not have the infrastructure to deal with his opponent. I'm trying to find somewhere here on the map. Maybe this is all houses. Where could he have built a spearman having a standoff with Bob the Bear? This is just terrible. This is a traffic jam that needed to be cleared up ASAP. But he just, again, what can he possibly build here to contest his opponent's army? He knows his opponent. Let's see how much of his opponent's infrastructure he's scouted. Yeah, he saw the 2 siege workshops. He saw all of this coming at him. He saw the houses. He saw the outposts. So he knows that he can't sneak up from the south. He knows he can't sneak up from the north. He knows he can only really attack through the center. And through the center is a castle. And he's got 1 bombard cannon. And 1 bombard cannon will lose to 2 bombard cannons if microed properly, or if microed even identically. Or he could just release these 15 arbalests, move a few tiles forward, and just snipe this bombard cannon. Our green, let's take a look at his production facilities. Also 5 archery ranges, only 2 stables, 1 barracks, but does not matter in his case because, again, he's the one putting on the aggression, and Hearttt is the one who has to respond. And he responded, unfortunately, by building archery ranges. Maybe barracks would have been a better option here. I leave it up to you. Let me know in the comments what you think he could have done with, instead of 2 archery ranges. Remember that Italian cavalry is not terrible. I think they're really only missing the paladin upgrade. So with this much gold and this much food, I'm wondering if he should have just gone hussars. But in any event, wow, what a fun game. These 2 players played a series of games, and these 2 that I casted were just fantastic. Yesterday's was incredible, and today's was incredible. I mean, when's the last time you saw a monk get converted and then converted back? Bombard cannons, knights, everything getting converted. Nothing is safe. Nothing was safe from the only spellcaster in the game, this monk with the 12 commandments written down on his book, and his crook and his, I guess, bare feet. I never noticed that they were walking on bare feet, but it makes sense. And overall, Valas not only takes yesterday's game, but takes this one as well. But as always, and especially in this game, I mean, there are very few games. One last comment, and then I'll end the cast. But there are very few games where at the end of it, especially when the kill count is this low, we're not talking about 800 kills apiece here, but where the players actually play so similar and make such smart moves on both ends. I mean, that move, I'm going to harp on it yet again, to send 7 knights here to distract his opponent, who now has 3 Fetorias, by the way. So a good amount of resources is going to be coming in. I think each one is like having 9 fully working villagers, even though it takes up 20 population space. But my God, he managed 4 Fetorias. Okay. I see on the mini map, because they're so large, they take up a huge square here. But with 7 knights, he managed to distract 18, gave himself some breathing room, but ultimately was not able to capitalize on it. And my God, when he converted those 5 knights up here and immediately sent them to harass, immediately sent them to kill, 32 civilian kills to 58 is not terrible for a player who was on the back foot basically the entire second half of the game. Loses a town center. Now the arbalests are here. What are the upgrades on them? +4. No defensive upgrade whatsoever. Valas in pure attack mode here. Although, do I see a monk here in the debris? Yeah. So he might get 1 convert. if green is not paying attention. But wow, Valas takes the W. Hearttt just does not have the ability to respond to whatever he threw at him. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.